I'm going to take a short tutorial through everything that's in this class that you guys are missing from week 1. The first thing is if you go into the syllabus, there are detailed directions on how to access the textbook if you download this document. And there are also detailed directions on Statcrunch in here. Everything that I'm fixing to record is already present in these 2 resources. So if I go back into week 1, in order to get into the lab, you have to go in through the homework and you have to click through here. You cannot go to the website. You cannot go to Statcrunch's website. You have to enter through IWU. This is explained in the video in the syllabus. You'll need to open this in a new window. If you have a pop-up blocker, it is going to block this as explained in the video. Once you go into one of your chapter homeworks, which I've already clicked on this, so that's why it's doing this, and you go into a question, then you are able to view the textbook, you're able to access Statcrunch, and you're able to get more help. Everything is going to open through a pop-up. So you'll click textbook and it's going to take you to the sections 1.1 through 1.3. When you click Statcrunch, it's going to open a pop-up that's going to allow you to utilize Statcrunch. There are step-by-step videos of how to use Statcrunch in the weekly work. So if you go into the weekly work, and you go to week 1, and you go into one of the discussions that uses Statcrunch, you're going to see video lectures. These video lectures are not the lectures that teach you how to use Statcrunch. It's these videos right here that are helping you to utilize Statcrunch. So if you watch this video, all you're doing is pushing some buttons in Statcrunch to make the descriptive statistics happen. So if I enter my data set, if you watch the video, it's going to show you in Statcrunch where to click. And you've got a couple of main menus here. So if you go into the main menu, you've got an about, sign out, results. This is kind of like your profile here. You've got your applets, which help you do certain calculations. These tend to be your hypothesis test and things that we're going to do in the later weeks. You've got to edit. You've got data where you're able to arrange the data. Think of this a little bit like Microsoft Excel. So if you want to do different things to the rows, if you want to do different things to the columns, if you want to do some calculations or some simulations, these are here. This is the main menu that you're going to live in. So most of what we're doing is going to be here. You have calculators, which if you're doing that this week, you'll know it'll say use binomial. You have summary statistics, which is going to do summaries of what you need. You've got tables, which will do a frequency table. You've got your z-stats. You've got your variance stats, regression. So mainly this is where a lot of the things are going to live that you're going to use. Now, all of your graphs live here. So if you want to do any graph, you're just going to highlight the column, go to graph, and you're going to click it. And then here, you're going to say, okay, I want to display the percent. You don't really have to change much here. You just click into the compute section once you've got it. Let me select the thing. You have to highlight that to select the column, then you compute. There it is. There's your pie graph. If you want to make a bar graph, you're going to go into your bar plot with your data. You're going to click it. You're going to click compute. There's your bar graph. If you want to create a histogram, you're going to click var1, click compute. There's your histogram. The graphs are literally just one-click functions. So you can make any graph with one click. If you want to do statistical calculus, there's also help. Sorry. You can utilize help. There are YouTube videos that show you how to do everything that I just said. And then this is the last menu, My Statcrunch, which you really won't be using. So that's kind of an overview of the main functions here with all of your stuff. You've got a lot of menus you can explore, but really this is not you doing math. This is you clicking buttons. And you just have to make sure you follow along with the instructions so that you know what buttons to click. If you don't highlight the column, it will not do the calculation. So if you had some issues, you probably didn't highlight the column of your data so that you weren't able to complete what you needed to complete. If I want to do summary statistics, so the descriptive statistics that you were asked to do, those are called summary statistics. There it is, all of it, one click. So the entire week 1 discussion, if I go back into my discussion, what were we supposed to do? So we had, in this discussion, you will discuss your definitions. You'll create an example to find the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation. You've got your example here. Directions for Statcrunch. So you would simply type all of these numbers into Statcrunch. They don't really copy and paste well. We have some other software that sometimes copies and pastes a lot better. So you see if you try to paste it in. So all you had to do was enter 20, 11, 6, 31, 17, 23, 12, 18, 40, 22, 13, 8, 18, 14, 37, 32, 25, 27, 25, and 18. So you had to enter all your values, and then you had to go to Stat, Summary Stats, click, boom, you're done.